going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys watched my last video, it was a review on a Shelby GT 350. It was Whipple supercharged. It was a lot of fun to drive. It was my buddies. Thank you for letting me drive that again. It was a lot of fun. I've never thought I would ever drive that car in my life, but yeah. So if you guys watched that video, then you knew that this video was the next video that was coming. A review on my car. I have a 2016 Mustang GT with twin turbos. Basically, that's all it's done. If we break it down real quick, I have a full dual pump 4 Innovations return fuel system, that whole shebang. I have 210-pound injectors. I have oil pump gears, and then basically, you wouldn't really call it a mod, but like I have tires on the back to be able to hook. I have the Nitto N55 G2s. So basically, in this video, I just wanted to drive around and talk about the car. I'll do a couple pulls, and I know I say basically a lot, so it's one thing. I was watching back the videos when I was editing, and I was like, okay, that doesn't sound, I should probably start picking other terms. But yeah, let's go around and then pretty much talk about the car. So the nice thing about this car is when you buy them, you can get this car at least. This is the second generation of the Coyote motors, and it ended up holding up a lot of HP more than people anticipated. When it first came out, people were like, oh, it has an aluminum block, it's not going to be able to hold a lot, and people are pushing 900, 1,000 wheel horsepower through these things stock with not having a problem. I know it's like that's probably the limit of it, but like I'm pushing 900 right now and I haven't had any problems, and it's been months that it's been on this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's get out here. The other thing is when you spend. The other thing I really like about my car in the way that I did it is if you didn't know it had an intercooler in the front and you couldn't see it, you wouldn't know this car was turboed when I'm driving around normally, at least. Unless I'm on the throttle, you won't hear the turbo. So then people are like, oh, what's done to the car? I'm like, oh, it's twin turbo. He's like, bro, that's so sleeper. Because I don't even have the badges on either side. The only thing you would notice that if it was a GT is if you can hear the sound of the exhaust, which like if I let off right now, you can't hear the exhaust unless you're in the cabin. Like I've known outside you won't hear it. And then on the deck lid, I have the GT emblem, which I'm thinking about getting rid of and then just putting a black deck lid, so it makes it a little bit more sleeper when I'm going around, so maybe I control the streets just a little bit. But yeah, other than that, my wrap's a little flashy. It's satin, so it's kind of like, people look at it and they're like, wow, I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, and they always say it's a cool color. I've never seen that from Ford. It's like, what paint is that? I'm like, it's a wrap. Like people, I guess the wrap company did a good job, we can say, because people think it's so well done that it's paint. So yeah, shout out liquid vinyl, or platinum vinyl, sorry. Shout out to platinum vinyl for my wrap. Let's see if there's an opening here. I really want to do some at least half throttle pulls. It's going to be hard to do some full throttle pulls right now, guys. Don't see, there's traffic everywhere, Jesus. Alright, right here I think I'll do a third gear pull. Try to get out and head. There's one car in front of me, otherwise it's wide open, and I just got to be careful because the cop station right here. Oh yeah, the other thing I noticed is my car does backfire a lot now because the injectors are so big, so sometimes it doesn't burn all the fuel. Alright, downshift to third. The camera moved a little bit. Sorry, here, let's see if I can get another one without it moving. We're gonna chill out for a second. We're driving by a police station. Oh, and if I didn't let you guys know, I have there's a local YouTuber who's, he's pretty big, and I decided to contact him and see if he wanted to review my car. Maybe he might do a better job at recording this than me, but yeah, so I contacted him, and today is Monday, so tomorrow on Tuesday, he said he would come over and review the car, so hopefully you guys can go check out his footage. His name is Drew Peacock. I found him on YouTube. It was a couple of months ago. He's a pretty funny dude. He kind of messes around with his subscribers, roasts them, whatever. Doesn't like ricers, but who does, you know? Like when you're into the car, when you're a car enthusiast and like people just put giant ass wings on random daily traffic cars, it kind of just like you just look at it and you're like, you cringe on the inside. Like, why do you have to do that? Or why do you need your underglow neon lights on your Scion or whatever you're doing? All right, let me get around this corner and I'll do a second gear. No, we'll do third. Second's gonna probably move this camera again. This red light cannot take any longer, Jesus. I'm the only one at it, and there's a guy behind me too, and this thing won't trigger it. I'm thinking about doing another build too. I don't know what car I want to do yet, but I am thinking another Mustang, but an older year, maybe 2005, 2009, so not too old. So I relatively know decent amount about that car since it was my first car. And I kind of want to put one of these motors, these Coyote motors, into it. I know the engine bay isn't as big, so it would be a problem with sizing wise, but I think I could do it. Some custom fab work and we'll see, because it would be really fun. Or I would get a GT, build the motor, and then put a single turbo on it. I always tend to lean towards turbos just because you have way more power top end, and I really like roll racing because I don't like breaking my stuff. So yeah. All right, here we go. So that was like 40 to 80. And I leaned into it. Oh, my seatbelt locked. One thing I do not like is when I do pulls, every time this seatbelt will lock on me, and this camera likes moving a lot too. For some reason this GoPro, it won't tighten up enough to not move the camera around, which kind of sucks. I kind of want to make this thing the ultimate sleeper by putting on the 3.7 liter, I think that's the EcoBoost badge, because this they didn't make the EcoBoost for like 18. I believe the last year they made it was a 17, so they made it 15, 16, 17, and 17 was the last year for EcoBoost to be built. But you know, for that car being a 4-banger, it made some decent power, and it's pretty cool. When you upgraded the turbo and you maybe built the engine, it made some decent power. It was making like 400 wheel. I know people were getting out of it. I know that dude in blue reviewed one of them. It was a black one, and it made some decent power, and he said it feels totally different from the EcoBoost. The other thing that sucks about living in Southern California is how many cops there are. I know by my house, since it's more of like old people, there's a lot of cops, and you'll get the cops called on you. There we go, finally released. You'll get the cops called on you a lot, so that kind of sucks. So I have to be careful when I'm doing out here. Bunch of shenanigans. All right, I have a straightaway right here. If I can get in front of the traffic, I can do a nice pull. I was really hoping when I was recording this video that someone like in a Corvette, or I don't care, any fast car, pulled up next to me and I just unsurprisingly just pull on them. That would be so nice. But it looks like I'm almost on my way back to the house, and it looks like there's just normal ass traffic out here. But if there's some more room right here, I can do a decent pull. I'm in 6th gear. Really, I think the thing I love about this car is, unless I get into the throttle, this car feels stock. You wouldn't know that it was turboed even if you were sitting in here, because they don't spool until like 2,500, a little bit above that. So even when I'm getting onto the freeway, I really don't hit that. I don't merge like it crazy, man, but it feels stock. So God damn it, I'm stuttering so much trying to make this fucking video. It's the nicest thing, like when I'm in the car and I'm in 1st gear. I've always wanted to do this when I've seen videos on like Instagram. Is when you hit the gas a decent amount and you pretty much break your tires loose and your rev limiter spanks it like nothing. And then you go into 2nd, it's still spanking it, and then like 3rd, it finally catches and you get some traction in the back. Undercover police. That guy's fucking staring me down, dude. Modified car, pull him over. He's a nuisance to society. You just mad because I have like 400 plus more horse in your car. Hey, cop cars can only go 130. Oh, there's a Challenger right next to me. Can I get in the race? Come on, buddy. Come here. I want that ass. That fat boat ass. Alright, anyways guys, we're almost back home. So I couldn't get another pull in. There is so much traffic, there's cars everywhere, so it's not even worth risking it if I lose control and I hit them. But yeah, I hope it showed how much horsepower it has. The turbos sound really nice. I'll never get over that sound. Like, I love the supercharger whine, but there's something about just, it sounds like hell in my engine bay when they start spooling up. You just hit full RPM. But the downside is you don't have that much torque low end, so it bogs low end. But once you get up there, you know, you have no problem catching up to anything, basically. Once I get back and I'll park the car and I'll kind of pop out and show you guys what the car looks like. I know I showed it in the other video, but we're gonna see what it looks like in 4K. All right, we're back. Hopefully this audio sounds way better, because I'll be mad if I go back and this sounds like shit still. Give you guys a little look. This is gonna be hard to do one hand. Just kidding. Don't mind the camera angle. All right. So that's what she looks on the inside. If see, you can't really see the intercooler. It's right there. So I might spray paint it black just so it blends in a little bit better. It's because this grill is more open than the other one. So when I had the stock grill on, it was way harder to tell that there was an intercooler in it. But yeah, you guys can see I have my fuel rails from 4 right there. We have our fuel pressure gauge, aftermarket coolant overflow, nice turbo. So if you guys can see, there definitely is some oil right there. That's my one pet peeve. So I might be getting, wow, that got on me pretty quickly. I didn't think I touched it. I will be getting new turbos. I'm thinking I'm going with Precisions, and I'll go with the same size. As you can see, there's a bunch of like dirt around here. That was actually nice and clean. I try to keep my engine bay clean, but I was servicing this turbo, and this oil feed line was one crank off, and I pretty much, it poured oil when I started it. I remote started it, and I went into the garage over here, turned around, I was like, this smells weird, what the fuck's going on? Turned around, there's smoke bellowing out of my engine bay. Opened up, flames just burst. I've never seen my fucking ass run in the house so fast and grab the fire extinguisher, but luckily I got it out. I looked down, there wasn't any damage that I saw. It pretty much just the wrapping on the headers for like the heat wrap pretty much got damaged, but you know, in hindsight, that's not a lot. So that's pretty much my build. There will be more stuff going on soon, so hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one.